Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Ashley, which is Ashley's Media Addiction, and today I'm coming at you with a book versus movie. So for my book club, the Recreate Book Club, we recently read Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, and so I thought, you know what, let's go and see how the 2020 movie adaptation that Disney done was, and let's compare the book to the newest adaptation of the movie. I know there is a lot of different adaptations. I have seen other ones as well, but for this, I will be strictly speaking about the 2020 version of this movie. I might go back and see other adaptations and do reviews for them, but for this, again, just the 2020 Disney version. So the Disney version came out in late 2020 and it's directed by Ashley Avis and it stars Mackenzie Foy, Calam, Lynch and Kate Winslet. So it does actually have a quite nice cast to it, which I'm really happy about. But that's for in a minute. So for the book, I absolutely love the book. I think the book is really well done. We're seeing it from the horse's perspective all the way through. While it is basically a biography of a horse, and it is a classic, it was written in the 1800s, it doesn't feel like a classic. It is really easy to read. It is very accessible for everyone. And I think it really highlights the amount of abuse that horses went through. And you wouldn't have had that from it being from another perspective other than a horse. Also, the chapters are incredibly small. It's very easy to read as well. So yeah, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, if we're comparing this to the movie, I'm just going to quickly go over what the movie is and then I'll compare both of their contents really. So the movie is basically about Black Beauty, who is a horse and is taken away from its mother and goes to live like on this ranch, and so it's living a happy life and things start going wrong and Black Beauty gets sold to different people along the way, and we're basically seeing Joe Green basically try and find their way back to beauty, essentially, is the movie version of this. So I thought the movie was okay. I'd give it between a 3 and a 4 stars. I rounded it up to 4, but it's very, very different from the book. So in the book, we obviously do have the main horse, which is Black Beauty, but you also see other horses in here like Ginger and Merrylegs. And even though Beauty is obviously in the film, and so is Ginger and Merrylegs, because in this you're getting from the horse's perspective and you're very much seeing all about Ginger. You hear about Ginger's life and how hard it is, same with Merrylegs, what his life was like. But then in the film they've made it so you don't understand Ginger's character at all, and it's basically just a horse. We don't understand anything about them except from that they are very stubborn. But you only have Kate Winslet saying what Beauty's saying, and even then it's not very much in the film that she's really saying anything. They're basically focusing more on the human characters such as Joe Green and about the relationship that the humans have with the horse. And I feel like I didn't really like that aspect of the movie. I thought, yes, we have Joe Green and she does form a relationship with Beauty very early on, and she's trying to find Beauty again all the way through the film. But I don't think we really needed to see Joe's character that much. In the book, it's all focused on Beauty, and in this one, I feel like we're more focused on Joe, and it really takes away from the book in my opinion, and I didn't really like that fact about it. Though we do have so many tragic things that happen in Black Beauty. So you see Black Beauty become a cab horse, you see the horses getting whipped in here, you see that there's a fire where horses are in a stable. You see so many dramatic, very painful to read moments in this, and that is in the movie. They did stick to some of the hard-hitting plot lines of the book, but I just did not feel like you were really kind of getting it from Beauty's side of things. They kept kind of focusing on the humans and what the humans were doing, and they really modernised it as well. So it was very much now. and so it didn't have the same impact to me. Like, yes, horses are still not exactly treated the way they should be treated, but back here, when you see how impactful this book is and how much it done for horses and all the abuse they went through and how much it changed, and seeing Beauty go through all these hardships to come back to a happy place, this film just doesn't do that for me. It is very much, as I said, focused on Joe and Joe trying to find Beauty again. And I just feel like we didn't need that. I feel like we needed more of Beauty. We needed to hear more from the horses, which is what makes the book so impactful, so amazing to read, and so unputdownable, is the fact we're getting it from Beauty. We just didn't get that in the film. I think I have seen other adaptations, as I said before, and in these other adaptations, we do hear Beauty speak more, and you see Beauty communicating with the horses. And I would have much rather preferred that we got more from Beauty, and that we got Beauty speaking to like Ginger and Merrylegs and getting their side of things and seeing how their stories are progressing and understanding that all horses are different and the amount of abuse that every single one goes through, instead of just being like, okay, here's Beauty for about 5 minutes. We're going to focus essentially on the human side of things. It just wasn't needed at all for me personally. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that. I know that that's probably just a me thing, because I know that we're not going to have the same way, and we're not going to have it the same as the book. And I am fine with that. I just wish they focused on the animal perspective instead of seeming to focus on the human perspective of this. Also, you did kind of see like a romance between Joe and George, and I just don't feel like that was really particularly needed in this movie either. I feel like they're trying to take it away from what this book actually is and what the actual story is meant to be. Though there are parts within the film I really did like. So I particularly liked, we had one where it's like a ranger has Beauty for a while and they're basically trying to save people, and you see Beauty really go into depth of trying to help this person. And I really like that. That's probably one of my favourite scenes of the book, was just watching them do that. But we didn't get that all that much, and that was kind of saddening, really. And I do like the fact that we did also get some of the other owners as well. So we did, for example, get to see him as like a cab horse, which he is in this. But the fact that we didn't really get to see much of that either was kind of disappointing, because in the book that is so influential, that is so hard reading at this point of the book, and it just seems to be so easy. And not easy, it just seems a lot easier on Beauty in the movie. And I do understand that they're wanting this for like a family movie and stuff, but they still could have made it more impactful and not tried to take it away from the horse, really. I thought they were two very different things. So as I said, I love the book. I gave the book 4 stars, and it very much will be another 4 stars probably the next time I read it. And I do want to give this a reread again, probably next year, and catch more of the things I did miss the first time reading this. Or, well, first time reading this since I was a child. But the movie, I think I might go to other adaptations, because this one just wasn't it for me. I just felt kind of a bit lost with feeling like this was a Black Beauty story. I did though like the fact that it did have this romance. I do get that they did try to modernise it. And if I try to just think of it as this girl trying to get her horse back, sure, I can go for that. But that's just not really what the book is. So I'm going to have to look at them in two very different ways. The film overall was good if you don't think of it as a Black Beauty adaptation. I think just on terms of adaptation alone, I'm probably going to have to give the film maybe like a 3, because it does have the same main points. It's just very different as well, and I just didn't like all the new stuff, and I really didn't like that they took away from the horses. I should probably have you mention more than once now. But yeah, I feel like you can watch the movie. It is an okay watch. It's not a bad watch at all. It's just very different from the book. But yeah, if you have read the classic and if you have seen the 2020 adaptation, do tell me what you think below. Do you think I'm correct? That's very, very different. Do you think that they are similar in a lot of ways? Do let me know what you think. I'd love to find out. Also, what movie versus book would you like to see me do next? I love doing this series, so I'm excited to see what other ones I can bring to the channel. So yeah, do let me know what book versus movie you'd like to see next. Please remember to like this down below and to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.